Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Pillars of Eternity, where last time we explored a little bit of a zone that was before this zone, Northweald. We did not finish exploring it because we got tricked. We found some stairs and we went up to it and it turned out to be a completely different zone. But this is believed to be the Sky Dragon's lair. Not believe, we know it's the Sky Dragon's lair because we rested. And Sagani's bow, the Stormcaller, is now fully upgraded, which is going to be awesome.
Sure.
And now we have a dragon to go fight, so let's see how difficult this is going to be. It could be very difficult. I mean, this is, late game, presumably, of the base game, so this is going to be a pretty strong fight. I don't know if it's going to be on the level of the Audra Dragon, but it's probably not going to be that far off from it, I'd imagine. But if we can defeat this thing comfortably, then I am confident that we'll be able to defeat the Audra Dragon as well. Ooh, a Cloud Singer Songbird.
Hey.
Kind of feel bad about taking that, to be honest. Now, how do we get up there? That's a question, isn't it? Oh, there were stairs right there. Never mind. Let's save it. I'm terrified, if I'm being honest with you guys. I am very worried that we're going to get our ass kicked. Mr. Sky Dragon. Oh, wow.
I rather hoped we'd be sneaking up on it.
Yeah, it'd be nice. It's interesting the look that they've gone with most of the dragons, or at least with two of the dragons, right? Two of the three dragons we've seen. I can't remember what the those one dragons looked like. The pair of dragons with the head mage. Were they standing dragons like this one, or were they more like the Audra Dragon? The Audra Dragon seems more like a traditional dragon. These guys seem more like almost like dinosaurs, almost Godzilla-like, with wings. Okay. As you reach the summit of the mountain, a gust of wind stirs the air. You hear a noise like the snapping of sails, and the sky is briefly blotted out. A dragon lands before you, shaking the ground beneath your feet. It draws itself up to its full height and spreads its wings, barring your passage. Its neck, its back, and the ridge of its spine are covered with magnificent plumage. It hisses at you, and while the sound is unlike any language you've ever heard, the beast's meaning is utterly clear.
Vermin invading my nest, threatening my hatchling. You shall feed my young.
It snorts a stream of sulphurous vapor. A small worm crouches in a corner of the temple behind the dragon. You have young here? This is a temple dedicated to a goddess, not your hatchery. I've been sent to get you to leave so that Hylia's worshippers may return. Not if I kill you both. You have young here.
I will protect my last hatchling to the death. And that death will be yours, rodent.
The beast snarls, smoke jetting from its nostrils. Hylia is the goddess of motherhood, actually.
And of the sky and all winged creatures. Even my kind know of her.
A low rumble issues from the dragon's throat, and it bristles its feathered crest. Tendrils of smoke rise from between its teeth. Then you should respect her temple and leave. Is that why you came here?
I came to care for my remaining hatchling. My kind requires territory. Few places are safe for our young. This is a lesson that cost me the rest of my brood.
It flicks the tip of its feathered tail, and the dragon runs a forked tongue over teeth the size of short swords. A chunk of flesh is lodged between two of its cuspids. Then you should stay. Raising your offspring here would honor Hylia. You and your offspring will kill many if you stay. You have to leave. Too bad I have to kill you both. They will kill more, right? Probably. This dragon seems to be perhaps the kindest dragon we've met on its own. of the 3 we've met that were on its own. I'm not going to count the 2 dragons that were with the mage because it seemed like they were under her control. But the 3 independent dragons, this one seems the kindest, right? But you know, this there has to be another. I mean, is this a safe place? I mean, the priests of Hylia are just going to keep sending mercenaries after you, right? Unless I convince them not to. Your offspring will kill many if you stay. You have to leave. Would raising the offspring here honor Hylia? I don't know. I'm not a priestess of Hylia. I don't know if I can make that call. Do I feel comfortable killing a baby dragon though? Not really. Not really. Then you should stay. Raising your offspring here would honor Hylia. You and your offspring will kill many if you stay. You have to leave. I don't know. I honestly don't know what to pick here. Okay. You and your offspring will kill many if you stay. You have to leave. Heat from the beast's roar sears your face. It lashes in a flurry of scales and feathers. Alright, just kind of proving my point there that it's... yeah, I mean, we could have kept talking. Okay.
Hey.
So we probably should start with some summons. Go ahead and everybody cast your summons here. This one.
I'm ready. Ready, Watcher.
Damn, we got a lot of summons.
Following your lead.
Okay, everybody go.
Brave does
Whew.
not give
Alright. Everybody go. All of you, go. I'm waiting for... Okay, everything's summoned. Alright. Let's go after the blights first. Go ahead, cast Interdiction.
I'm ready.
Okay. That one's dead. That one's dead. Everybody go after this one now. Let's go ahead and cast this on him. Okay. Everybody on this one now. You do what I told you to do.
They're sending our number.
And then cast that. Alright, everybody on the dragon.
How may I help?
And we can start doing some powerful spells on him. So go ahead, do that.
Ready, Watcher.
Do that.
I'm ready.
Do this. Can we knock her down? Maybe?
yes.
How's our summons going? Can we summon? We can. Go ahead and summon. Okay. Woo! Okay, that's a lot of damage. Heal. Heal again. Okay. Everybody on him.
Yes?
Go ahead, attack again. Oh yeah, we've got this. This is in the bag. Oh, it's been dominated. Well,
Blast, that usually works.
it's actually not what we want, huh? Go ahead, heal again. And again. You can do something else, maybe? Cast that on them.
Hi?
Go ahead and cast that again. It's almost dead.
Following your lead.
I mean, we could cast... No, you can't cast anything else. Alright, everybody just attack. Just fire. He's almost dead. We got him. Alright, that was actually fairly simple. I mean, granted, we summoned like an entire army to fight it, but you know,
Of course.
that works out. And fast mode on. Let's go and loot him. Sky dragon eyes, and a bunch of dragon meat. And then we've got the rain blight stuff. Alright. And there should be a baby dragon somewhere, right? A baby. Oh, is this stealing? Why is this stealing? Pinsievi Mesre. The story goes that this ring belonged to the Seeker of Balance, a cipher assassin of the Order of the Black Stone. He was captured in an attempt to kill a duchess in Old Valia, and while awaiting execution, he channeled his soul into the ring. The ring was then taken by one of the guards who, upon wearing it, was possessed by the Seeker. Through the guard, he completed the assassination of the duchess. Over the years, the ring lost its power to possess, but remained a formidable item. I had to sneeze. Excuse me. Alright. This tarnished old ring isn't much to look at. By night, however, the mark of the Order of the Black Stone glows from the band. It gives +3 might. That's pretty good. Let's check our might characters, see which one has a ring to spare. I think that one's probably pretty good. This probably isn't that... It's a ring of minor deflection. That's probably not that great for you, to be honest. Probably have a better one just... in general. Item type... Jesus, look at all the shit we have. But yeah, we're gonna give this to you. Make you stronger. There we go.
Hey.
Feel kind of bad doing this to the dragon, if I'm being honest. Ooh. I'm not even gonna try it. Godden's Thunnier. Godden's Thunnier. What a cool looking hammer. Warhammer. Forged by a master smith of the Knights of the Crucible, Godden's Thunder, God's Thunder, saw greatest use during the War of Defiance. Dedicated to Abaddon and inscribed with his holy symbol, the hammer held devastating power and could leave foes senseless with a single blow. In the thick of battle, warriors would often claim to hear thunderous explosions and witness blinding flashes of light. Many believed that the gods themselves disapproved of the fighting and were voicing their displeasure. Cool. It's a really cool weapon. Alright. Wheelbreaker. Topaz diamonds. You go there. Everything else goes in the stash. Where's the little dragon worm? Little dragon baby. Did I kill it? Probably killed it. I'm a monster. Alright, anything new in here for you? No. Nope. Strange, I could have sworn he would have had, like, something new, but I guess not. Well, that's alright. That's okay. What do we got here? The edges of the bones are brittle and blackened. There we go. Edges of the bone, brittle and blackened. Okay. Well, a sky dragon has been slain. And I don't know what happened to the little baby, but I feel bad. But, you know. Maybe if it was a bit kinder to me, I would have been a little bit more merciful, but it had a very bad disposition, which, you know, isn't good. Plus, it killed a lot of priests and priestesses of Hylia to get that place. And I don't know if its reasoning was even safe, or reasoning was even good, considering if you want to be somewhere safe, it's probably not a good idea to attack a temple, right? I mean, retaliation is almost guaranteed at that point. Alright, let's explore the rest of Northweald, because I think Sagani's quest is here somewhere. We have to find him. I forget his name. It's like Pogrind or something. Uh-oh. You come upon a clearing and see a group of Glenfathans standing in a circle. Sagani glances from the Audra statuette to the hunters, looking for a connection. Meanwhile, the hunters turn and notice you. Their bows are drawn. Does the name Persock sound familiar to any of you? Take it easy. We're just looking for someone. What are you doing here? Yeah, let's take it easy.
What business does an Estremor have with the Fangs?
They step aside and turn to you. As they do, you see something on the ground behind them. Lying amidst the ferns is a white stag. Dark blood mars its brilliant coat, and its sides tremble with quick, shallow breaths. You feel a presence in the beast, something ancient and familiar. Before you can speak, something thumps to the ground. You look down and see the Audra bear, its bright glow flickering.
Auric's shadow.
Sagani draws up beside you, her wide eyes fixed on the dying stag. Edir realizes what he's seeing, and he covers his mouth. Sorry, Sagani. One of the hunters takes a step forward, and Sagani raises her bow, an arrow knocked.
Any closer and you'll bleed out next to him.
Her voice is low and tremulous.
I never thought I'd prepared myself to meet a stranger. To share the honor and history of my village with someone who had no knowledge of us. Even someone who'd scorn our way of life.
As the hunters back away, she lowers her bow. She watches the great beast's labored breathing for several seconds. If you're going to do something, you've got to hurry.
I was going to tell him about the years of abundance in Masuk. How his granddaughters have hunted caribou, and his grandsons made our walls strong. But he'll be gone in minutes.
Trust your instincts.
There's no point to any of this, is there?
She kneels by the fallen stag, placing her hand on its head. She begins speaking. Her voice is steady and measured, and her words are guttural and unfamiliar. At first, you think she's reciting a poem in her native language. After a moment, you realize that she's listing the names of every person in her village. At last, you hear her speak her own name. The stag takes a final shuddering breath and falls still.
If you've finished your chanting, we need to get to work before the meat spoils.
Does the meat spoil that quickly? I mean, we just said a couple of words. She looks up, and for a moment, horror and anger flashes through her eyes. But as she looks at the dead deer, she shrugs and turns, leaving the lustless Audra figurine in the dirt.
I've finished what I came to do. Let's go.
Leave. Man, it's tough. Sorry, Sagani. On your way. Okay. There's also a cave here. Let's go check it out. Okay. Some forest lurkers. Oh, and this forest lurker?
Yeah.
Go ahead and do that. Do that. And do one of these. And then one last forest lurker. Good, good, good. Wonder what we'll find in this cave here. Whole bunch of lurkers. Okay. Do that, and let's kill these guys off, nice and simply. All right, everybody on that thing, and fire one of those through. It looks like we could probably hit right there. Oh, they're all immune. That's not good. Although we are just slaughtering them now. There we go. There we go.
Of course.
All right, so okay, there's a body in here. With some money.
Eyes are peeled.
Nothing too good in here, actually. Anything hidden? I don't see anything. Okay. Was that it? Yeah, that was it. Well, a nice little payday, I guess. When I was editing the last couple of videos, I noticed that these loading screens are getting pretty extensive, and there's sometimes quite a bit of empty space there in terms of, you know, content. Maybe I should start cutting them out. It's something I started to do a little bit at the end of Pathfinder, because in the same vein, Pathfinder started getting kind of long, the loading screens towards the end. Seems to be a common theme with these games. Go ahead, there's a lot of stale gear here. I ain't scared of stale gear. Okay, everybody on this one. These guys are doing pretty well. Oh, never mind. They're getting destroyed. I lied. Alright, we have, what's up with this stale gear here? It's got a soul to it.
Alright then.
Over a ground hardened by dry blood and stomped leaves, the corpse of a giant stalegear crawls with flies. Its flesh has been pierced and cut, as if stabbed by spears and slashed by swords. You touch the dead stalegear's flank. A cloud of flies stirs into the air, and, suddenly, you feel the creature's remaining essence. The world around fades away. The pack rests. Rocks shelter the young, full bellies. You turn away and look beyond the trees. The moon breaks over the swaying canopy. A scent in the air stirs a tingling in your mouth. You slide into the shadows, the taste of hunt filling your nostrils. Light shines on the stones by the water that falls. Prey down below. Two-legged, hair-like dry grass. It moves near the water that flows. Thin legs. Slow, noisy, unaware. It holds a sharp stick. Two-legged hunter, weak hunter, prey. Closer, prey. Bright moon, prey. Into the dark. Pain! Pain on your side. A sharp stick pokes out of your flank. You roar and shake it. It snaps, breaking on the stone. Wet stones, your blood. Leaves rustle, you look. Another two-legged, another hunter. Thick legs, silent steps, striped face. Strong hunter, enemy. You leap, aiming at its neck. It moves fast. Your claws find flesh, ripping it deep, ripping it down. Wet leaves, two-legged blood. It howls. It fights back. Long claws cut through the air. They slash at your flesh. More pain, sharp pain. You strike, it strikes. Hot blood on your claws. Hot cuts on your chest. The world goes red. Your strength fails. You can't breathe. The two-legged hunter looks down. Wet ground, our blood. Sharp stick above its head. Bright moon above its head. Strong hunter. The world goes dark. Yep. Sorry, buddy. Put up a valiant effort, it sounds like, but wasn't good enough. Okay. I guess we'll just go along the border here. And then we'll fill in the rest. Looks like this goes down here. Okay. Oh, hello.
How may I help?
Go ahead, do that. Do that. Do this. Everybody on this one, because it's attacking Sagani, and we don't want that. Good. And then one more.
Hey.
Loot you. Loot you.
Alright then.
And take a look over here. Get some skein bone. And this is the ruin that they were in, right? I think so. Oh, maybe not. Kill the wind blight. There we go. What's in here?
slowly now.
Some money. And some pearls. Alright. That definitely was where they were at. I guess the wind blights just came in afterwards. We got a lurker down there. So it's a waterfall up here, right? Yeah. So we'll go back around here, come over here. Good. Alright. Can't get down over here, so let's go back down here. See what's up here, if anything. Some dry cap.
Quickly and
Oh,
quietly.
there's a soul body down there. I thought I heard another soul when we were crossing the top of the waterfall. I thought maybe it was just like a glitch from the Stelgeir. Alright, let's get down to the water. An elder boar. We got a little shelter thing there. Everybody on that one. Go ahead and fire this back here. Good. Everybody on that.
Eh?
You're gonna cast Interdiction. And then do one of those. Everybody on this guy. Oh, he's dead. Everybody on that guy. So the blights should be pretty simple. Just take care of them real quick. There we go. It's probably the last enemy in this zone, I'd imagine. This boot lies half buried in the mud on the riverbank, as if it had been flushed from upstream.
All right, then.
Alright, it's probably this guy's boot. That's dead up here, right?
I tried to pet a Stelgar once. Similar outcome.
Beneath the raging waterfall, the corpse of an elven Glenfathan hunter lies shattered against the rocks. Broken bones protrude through its skin, but you also notice deep parallel cuts in the rotting flesh. The slashes trace almost every part of the body, as if it had been ravaged by a dozen blades. This man probably died before his fall from the cliffs above. You touch the dead elf's forehead, droplets of water glistening down its purple surface, and feel a sudden jolt from the hunter's lingering essence. The world around you fades away. I'm guessing this is the guy who fought the Stelgeir. You're walking among the underbrush without making a sound. Moonlight catches sight of your arms, shining them pale, but you quickly dart again into the shadows of the giant trees of the Northweald. Your blood brother is not so deft as you expected. Look at him, frail, unaware. He doesn't deserve to share the glory of this hunt. It's been countless seasons since a Stelgeir like this one, twice the size of its lesser kin, has roamed the forest near Twin Elms. Arthwin fell for the trick. You almost feel pity for him, but you've convinced yourself that he'd only get in the way once the killing begins. He'll be safer by the river, expecting that we'll flank the Stelgeir when it comes out to drink. But this kill will be only yours. The Stelgeir is larger than you imagined. It stands without fear atop the waterfall's ridge, its silhouette cutting a monstrous hole against the mantle of the night sky. A beast of legend, a true hunter. Your hand tightens around the shaft of your father's spear. The weight feels balanced, just right. As you prepare to throw it, you put everything into it. The spear flies true and hits its mark. The Stelgeir didn't even hear a sound. Its blood spills bright on the rocks, yet it stands unfazed. The beast pounces. Moonlight shines over its great fangs. Your hand draws your blades without a second thought as you lunge forward to meet this monster. It's fast. It's ripping your flesh apart. You stab at the darkness engulfing you. Deep, again and again, but there's no slowing its embrace. Yeah, man, you should have trusted your brother, buddy. So you don't go and fight the mythical beast. I guess not mythical, but mythical in size. A monster like that on your own. Dumbass. He deserves his death. Alright. Let's go back to Twin Elms. We'll return to the priests and return to Hylia. See if she wants to speak to us. And if she does speak to us, we'll probably do the quest for the other gods too. Because why not, right? Keep our options open. I mean, we're obviously either going to choose our own path, devoid of the gods, or we're going to choose Malgren's path, because we wouldn't go against our goddess. That would be wrong. Okay. Oh, what's going on with my... There we go. Hello, I am back.
We saw you go up the mountain. Well, what happened?
She means to say that we're both very relieved to see you're safe.
Well, thank you.
Yes, of course, that too.
The dragon and its young are both dead, so we did kill the young dragon.
Praise the Sky Mother, and thanks to you too. I told you that an attack was the way to go.
And the Queen of Birds saw fit to bless us with a capable warrior. It is a shame that such a rare champion of the skies had to perish. All winged life is sacred to our goddess. Still, it is better that we can return to worship at the nest. Thank you. Not to presume too much, but you might pray to Hylia when you visit Terra Everon. She is grateful to all who aid her.
I shall. He nods to you and folds his hands. Thank you. And he gave us 7,000 copper. Very nice. I will take that. Alright, let's go there then. To Elm's Reach. Considering how simply we killed the Sky Dragon, I think we're probably ready to take the Odd Dragon. I mean, the Odd Dragon's going to be stronger, but we didn't have much trouble there. We have a new quest here, the Unworn Path. Among the kind wayfarers, in the event that a member of the Order dies of natural causes, it is customary for the Paladin to request burial in a dangerous place that is difficult to reach. In fulfilling their lost comrade's request, the other kind wayfarers forge new paths, and others may follow more easily. When the elder paladin Adrim Defar died, his brothers and sisters set out for Red Flower Lake, in a remote eastern part of Red Saris. But they never reached their destination. With so few kind wayfarers left in that part of the Eastern Reach, the Order has reached out for assistance in recovering their comrades and helping see them to their resting place. That's really cool. I like that. Kind of wish I was a kind wayfarer now. I think you'd like to go help them, wouldn't you, Maneha? Go. Head over here. Head inside. Hello, guys. Staying there. Guard in the temple, or whatever this is. I guess it's not. Is this a temple? I don't really know what this is. It's just like a conduit. Meeting place. For the gods. Alright, Hylia. I'm back. You kneel. While you pray, you feel a space around your body shift and melt, and you find yourself in a vision of the mountaintop temple. Yet you see neither worshippers nor a dragon, but a tree. Its limbs wrap around the perimeter of the temple, tapering into twigs and branches of all sizes and angles. They seem too long and too numerous to be held up by the meager trunk, but they hold steady in the breeze. A single sparrow lands on the nearest branch. It watches you. Whistle to the bird. You whistle the first tune that pops into your head. The sparrow blinks its beady eyes and hops closer to you along the branch. It bobs its tiny head and opens its beak, and the rich, trilling melody that spills forth is the song of a chorus of birds. A massive flock descends, with a thundering of wings and whooping, screeching, chirping calls. They fill the boughs of the tree by the thousands, birds of every shape, size, and color, nestling next to one another. Pelagina sighs heavily. To be honest, I really can't stand birds. A breeze ripples through the air. The limbs sway, creaking with a strange, gentle rhythm. A few hundred of the birds flit from their branches, forming a brilliantly variegated flock in front of the tree. As they meet and swoop in unison, you catch a glimpse of someone looking back at you, cloaked by the flurry of feathers. Look there! The mantle of feathers! We are in the court of birds! And there stands the Sky Mother.
You journeyed to my temple and rid it of the dragon. Now my faithful may return, singing their joy to the skies and praising me through their creation.
The fluttering wind carries a voice, gentle and soft. Life is creation and celebration. I'm glad to have served you in this. Good. Now I was hoping to ask a favor. I just wanted to kill a dragon. Life is creation and celebration. I'm glad to have served you in this. The breeze blows through the tree. A dove tucks its head into its feathers and watches you.
Glad because you seek to protect life, or because you seek a patron. And yet you have proven yourself with this task. I would tell you of another.
I already know that Theos Ix Arcanon has gone to Sun and Shadow to strengthen Boudica with thousands of souls. I came to you for aid. I need to get to Sun and Shadow. The birds return to the tree and nestle among their peers. The breeze ripples through the branches again, carrying the goddess's voice.
Yes, but not only to stop Theos, to undo the tragedy he has wrought.
Birds all over the tree begin to chirp and sing, and in the rise and fall of their voices Hylia speaks. Theos acts but is moved by another. The exiled queen whispers in his ear, urges him to rob the living and the unborn of their souls for her benefit, and he has obeyed. A hawk shifts on its perch. She will consume them, grow powerful, while 1,000 empty children are born. But there is still time to reverse this tragedy. How would I return things to the way they were? Why would Boudica do this? It sounds like Theos has collaborated with her for a long time. Couldn't you stop Theos on your own? Why would Boudica do this? A pair of eagles shriek, because she prizes authority over mercy, laws over kith. She values the souls of mortals, not for the beauty they create, but for what they can add to her power. The wind blows cold. She fears animancy. She believes that mortals may use it to usurp the god's power, her power. She cares nothing for the innovation of kith. And how could she? She gives commands, not inspiration. So animancy truly is that powerful? Kana looks thoughtful. I've always respected the commands of our Ranganui and the Keepers, but that is because they inspire respect. Between command and inspiration lies progress. It sounds like Theos has collaborated with her for a long time. You know already that he has lived many lives. In each, it has been her voice in his ear, guiding him to serve her ambitions, urging him to protect her interests. Aloth's expression falls. This is why the Letting Key has been? Or this is what the Letting Key has been? For centuries? The melody of the birds grow mournful, and each of his lives has been one stanza after another in a song of devotion to the Oathbinder. Couldn't you stop Theos on your own? All of the gods, even Boudica, are bound by an oath. We sing one harmony, and Kith sing another. And though we may introduce a new melody in hopes that mortal ears will hear it and sing it back, we do not interrupt their chorus. To do so would unleash a cacophony between the gods, one that would overwhelm our song and yours. The breeze whips leaves around your ankles, while the birds coo, but Boudica sings her tune to Theos. I would likewise sing mine to you. How could I return things to the way they were? The birds suddenly fall silent, watching you. The voice on the wind returns. Guide the trapped souls back to the bodies they were stolen from, hollow-born children whose eyes have never seen the sun. You could restore them, give their families hymns of joy after years of lament. The breeze tickles your ear. Peace and restoration give purpose to suffering. There is no meaning, no redemption in pain that does not lead to fulfillment. Symmetry demands that great rejoicing follows suffering such as this. I'm not sure that it's possible to truly undo the harm Theos has caused. Perhaps it would be better to allow these souls to find new lives. Thank you, Hylia. I will continue to Sun and Shadow. I'm not sure that it's possible to truly undo the harm Theos has caused. Sagani flinches. Surely those wounds can heal. Or don't you think the long absence could be overcome? You hear the cry of a swift, soft and plaintive. Perhaps the years cannot be forgotten, and for some, perhaps it is already too late. But if you could restore even one soul, kindle one spark of life, raise one voice in joy, it would be worth it. There's another side to this. His tone is cautious. You've seen the consequences of soul disjointed from its own cycle. Could these children ever truly return? That's my concern. That's my main concern about that, is some of these Hollowborn are rather older, right? I mean, a few years old now. You're returning the soul to them, but their development has still been extremely stunted. I mean, would it be better to not put the soul in them and have the soul return to the wheel so that new children can be born with that soul? And then we get into some really big moral questions and stuff, but I don't know. Perhaps it would be better to allow these souls to find new lives. How can they continue to another when they have not fully lived this life? To pass them along to another now is cutting a stanza from a poem, a verse from a song. Thank you, Hylia. I will continue to Sun and Shadow.
When you reach the burial isle, you will find souls there that I have granted reprieve for their sins. I give these to you, for only they can bear you to safety on your journey down. And when you face Theos and the rotting fruits of his endeavors, remember the conversation we have had. In that moment, you will have power rivaling a god's. And after it, you will live in the world that you have chosen. Choose Restoration, Watcher. Return the souls to the bodies they were stolen from. Swear to me that you will do this, and I shall give you power to make even Woodica quake. I can be merciful and terrible, Watcher.
Great wings, dark against the sun, unfold behind a tree, casting a blinding shadow across the temple for the briefest of moments. I swear to return the souls to the Hollowborn children of the Dyrwood. I need to think about this. I would hear what the other gods had to say first. I need to think about this.
Wait, I'm not done with you.
Pelagina steps forward inside the flock of birds. Oh. Birds wheel and pivot, showing a flash of pale feathers. Who is this that speaks in anger? Please forgive Pelagina's boldness, Hylia. Say nothing.
It's not often that any of our kind get the chance to speak to their... What should I call you? My mother? Father? Those words seem to fall short and yet be too generous, given our history.
The birds cock their head. The birds cock their heads, craning and twisting their necks to look at one another. You are angry with me.
What did you expect? Should I be happy? To be like this? To live like this? What kind of creator does this to her creation and abandons it in a world this cruel?
And should I have plucked you from your home, wrapped you in my wings, and brought you to a nest like this one? Some tranquil and harmonious place far from the war chants and battle dances you love so well? A hawk shivers, ruffling its feathers. Tell me what you want.
All I've ever wanted from any of your kind is to take some responsibility. Any responsibility for what you've done. To us. To every one of the children you've abandoned.
The birds flap their wings, rising from the branches. You are a song of ferocity, and one I love well. I hear your fervor and rage, and it is music. Your prowess and valor leave a trail like a tapestry upon the world. I will not dampen your song, even with the comfort of my wings.
What does that mean? Come back here!
Pelagina shouts angrily into the retreating flocks of birds. There's no response. Pelagina's fists clench in frustration. I'm sorry you didn't get the answers you were looking for, Pelagina. You deserve better. You deserve better.
We all deserve better.
Her shoulders slump in resignation. Damn. That was cool. I wasn't expecting her to talk to Hylia like that. Now I really wish Durrance was with us when we talked to Mogren, but it's too late now, I suppose. Okay, so we got a couple more gods we can talk to, right? We have, I think this is Barroth. Barroth and Rimgrand, I think, are who we got. Let's go ahead and level up. Pelagina has leveled up to level 16. Max level, whoop whoop. She can't get another athletics skill, so I guess we'll just get survival. And, I guess, just some stealth. Last talent, deep faith, maybe? The intensity of the paladin's faith deepens, granting them increased defensive bonuses to faith and conviction. Yeah. There we go. I think it would have been cool if, like, you know, the last level had a little bit more to it. A little bit more of a reward, perhaps. Alright, Barroth, you're next. Once more, you stand before the shrine in the skull constellation which marks its dedication to Barroth. There is life and death and life. I think that's probably his, right? The cycle. There is a rippling shift in the air around you, as if some unfelt wind has changed, bringing unexpected warmth. You feel the peculiar weight of an unseen presence and of eyes upon you. You kneel and pray to Barroth. Even while your eyes are closed, you see a road that seems to stretch on forever. The stars wheel overhead in a clockwork rotation of constellations, disappearing over the horizon to your left, only to rise on your right. You try to make out the details on either side of the road, but your eyes can't seem to focus. One moment you think you see a meadow blanketed with mist and another sheer canyon walls. For just an instant, you even see waves lapping at the edges of the road. Were you to step into this shifting landscape, you feel certain you would only end up back on the road. You know this is a vision, but the packed dirt feels firm beneath your feet and the night air cool on your face. You are walking. Your feet seem to carry you forward of their own accord. Something looms ahead of you. As you get closer, you see two stone figures that look strangely familiar. Bunin I Anku and Anku I Bunin. Two of the oldest representations of Barroth. You remember the door to Cleabon Rilag and the two figures carved into the mountain next to it. One looks vaguely male and the other vaguely female. Only a thin layer of flesh covers their skeletal bodies, which twist to face the doorway between them. The doorway, however, is not what you saw in the ruins. It's a skull, gaping and jawless, and as you look on, its open mouth seems to grow. The arms of the two stone sculptures are swept toward the mouth, inviting you in. Enter the skull's mouth. The road continues through the maw to another shifting landscape surrounded by stars. As you pass through it, you see an identical doorway in the distance. A dwarven man stands near it, unmoving. You turn and look behind you, only to see the skull gate you just passed facing you. An elven woman awaits in the road, like the dwarf. She stands still. Approach the dwarven man. You continue down the road toward him. He looks up as you approach, but you can't tell if he's looking at you or through you. His face is smooth but flaccid, as if the flesh has detached from the muscles underneath. As you look on, his face begins to change. Wrinkles crack at the corner of his eyes. His mouth sinks, carving deep lines from his nose to the corners of his lips. His jowls sag, and the loose flesh hangs like dough. He raises his cupped hands. They are covered in blood. He lifts them to his face and smears himself, from his newly creased forehead to the wattles of his neck. As he massages the dark, sticky fluid into his skin, the fresh wrinkles disappear, the hanging folds recede, and his flesh tightens as if re-adhering to his skull. He lifts his head, and this time you know he's looking at you. His renewed face looks like a mask, artificially smooth and still. Behind it, his black eyes are two hungry pits, yawning like empty mouths, like the empty mouths of skulls. Come, make your sacrifice to ethnic Knoll. His body blocks the path. He extends a bloody hand toward you. Take his hand. You grab his hand, but his skin gives too easily under your grip. As you try to pull away, you hear a noise like dried canvas tearing. His skin splits, following a long seam that begins at his arm and stretches the length of his body. Blood gushes forth in such quantities that you can't imagine there was ever anything else in him. Sure enough, as the dwarf empties of blood, he collapses like a desiccated husk. The blood in the path gleams with 1,000 souls worth of essence. The essence evaporates, trailing shining filaments into the night sky. Only now that he is dead can you continue onward. The blood pools around your feet, and you look up and see the elven woman waiting further down the road. Approach the elven woman. You start toward her. There's something unnatural about the way she stands. She's too still. When you get closer, you see that her legs taper into a slender trunk, and in place of her feet are gnarled, twisting roots. She lifts her face to an invisible sun. Her long golden hair is the color of autumn leaves, and as you look more closely, you realize that her head is actually covered with tendrils and vines sprouting brilliant yellow leaves. Each glimmers with the essence of an entire soul. She gives you a beatific smile as you look on. The leaves slowly fall from her head and settle at her roots. They melt into the path beneath her, and almost immediately, new leaves sprout in the place of the old. She reaches toward you, still smiling as roots spring from her fingertips. Her outstretched arms bar the path. Come, graft your soul to the golden grove. Take her hand. Her roots twine around your fingers, and as they do, they grow rigid and cold. Her outstretched arm petrifies, and as a rough stone bark overtakes her flesh, she can only look on in horror. You break away from her brittle grasp. Her feet are rooted in place, but she twists and writhes as if trying to flee, her own dying limb. The petrification reaches her shoulder and spreads down her body, freezing it in a painful arc. It creeps up her neck, and she throws her face skyward like a drowning swimmer. The grayness covers her face, freezing her gasp in stone. Now that she is still and lifeless, you can continue past her. Only the golden leaves on her head remain untouched. As you watch, they fall one by one to the path below. They shrivel as the shimmering essence fades from them. A voice echoes along the road, barely more than a whisper on the breeze. Return them to the wheel. You lift your gaze and see the skull gate ahead of you on the path. The candles of Tir Evron wink through the open mouth. Okay. So, we know who these people are. Or at least one of them. The dwarf is the guy who's making the sacrifices. Are we allowed to kill them? Is that going to be okay? Like, I mean, aren't people going to be upset with us? I don't know. I feel like they would be. I would be upset with us if I were the Glenfathans. But I guess these guys have lived too long. Is that the idea? Okay, we can descend the pit, but we're not going to do that yet. What is this quest called? Is this one? Yes, this one. Analyze the two figures from Barrett's vision. Okay. Well, I imagine people aren't going to be happy that we're doing this. At least, their own people. I'm guessing you're one of them, Iswald, or is it the person that, the other person?
Estramore?
Actually don't know where the other person would be. It's not Bleda, is it?
Builder's wisdom to you.
Hold on. Where's your leader?
Many blessings, traveler.
Who leads your order? Yeah, we need to find this person. Sometimes journeys to Elmshore to renew her strength. However, she's there now with some of her closest followers, in fact. Okay, so that's where we need to go for that one, Elmshore. Well, let's go kill the dwarf since we know he's here. He's up here, right? Should we get the other quest too while we're here? You know what? Let's get the other quest while we're here. from Rimgrand, or whatever his name is. Rimgard? Rimmergan? To get that quest, and then we can do that, because when we go to Elm Shore, we might want to just go back to, like, Defiance Bay and stuff, do that while we're going there. It might be, like, the more efficient way of doing things. Okay. Pray to Rimmergan. I don't actually know what yours is. You're, like, the ice person, right? Struggles different. I sing the ocean's sorrow. All life ends in stillness. That could be it, because he's, like, frozen, right? Let's get, yeah, that one. All life ends in stillness. You feel a sudden gust of cold air, as if the shrine were bursting into wintry life. The frigid wind cuts through you like a sharpened blade, and darkness encroaches upon the edges of your sight. You kneel and close your eyes. As you pray, the blackness fades to white, and a howling wind fills your air. The vision that slowly resolves itself is of a broad, frozen plain. You see a procession of elves in the distance, periodically fading into and emerging from the whiteness. They trudge over snowbanks, their heads down against the driving winds. I know this place. This is the white that white that wins. As they trek past you, one man bundled in furs turns his head. You headed for noon frost in the frost-hewn breach, too? Before you can answer, he's lumbered ahead. You follow the caravan, and in a couple of minutes, you come to a wall of ice. It disappears into the pale emptiness overhead and stretches as far as you can see in either direction. The elves stop in front of a mirror-smooth section of that's framed like a temple door. It seems somehow thinner than the rest of the wall. You can't see what's on the other side, but a debilitating cold emanates from within. The elves pull pickaxes and shovels from their sealskin packs and begin hacking at the smooth ice, their implements flying through the air in swift, shining arcs. Though they throw their bodies into their labor, not one of them so much as scratches the polished ice, yet with each blow, something bellows in the distance. Whatever that is, it's huge and angry. Sagani squints into the whiteout, and it's coming our way. Adir calls out to the elves, "Hey, you might want to hold off on that." But that howling wind seems to swallow up his voice. Pelagina's head whips around to see where the bellowing is coming from. Forget about the elves. We need to be ready to move. She turns again to face you, flexing her hands in the cold air, or fight. The elves hack away, seemingly oblivious to the furious lowing, and to the tremors under your feet. The snow has risen to your knees, your legs feel frozen in the drifts. Try to get the elves' attention. You grab the nearest elf by her shoulder, shaking her and yelling over the howling winds. You point in the direction of the booming noise, but she only scowls. "Leave us, traveler. We've got to get through. We can't stay on this side any longer." "Listen, you're angering something very big. You'd better stop." The elf strains to listen as she rests her pick in the mounting snow. Some of her fellows pause in their labors. A man with a withered, frostbitten finger turns. He raises his maimed hand, and the others stop as well. They stand motionless for several seconds before you realize that they've frozen entirely. You touch the elf nearest to you, and he crumbles into a mound of snow. A final gale blows past, scattering the remains of the elves in a chaotic flurry. You notice a single spiderweb cracks in the smooth barrier. It's the only thing that mars the perfect surface of the ice. Whatever's on the other side of the strange doorway, you feel it tugging at you. Only when you look back and see the parallel gashes trailing behind your legs in the snow do you realize how strong its pull is.
My end comes to all things in time. Seal the frost-hewn breach and instruct the pilgrims in the patience of Rimmergan.
A deep whisper carries from the crack. As quiet as it is, it shakes the ground beneath your feet. Plug the hole with your finger. You stick your finger into the hole, that sounds smart, and feel it's a stinging cold. You yank your hand back, but the finger snaps off, oh god, and remains wedged in the crack. A hoary rime instantly grows over the smooth surface of the frozen doorway, fusing it with the rest of the wall. A crystal of ice grows from your frozen stub. As you examine it, the vision around you fades and your finger rises from the stump, but a shard of unmelting ice remains in your palm. Okay. So we have that quest too. So that's in Noonfrost. We know what we got to do. We know what we must do.